Most people think younger women are only attracted to older men because of money, status, or some cliche fantasy, but let's be real, that's the lazy explanation. Because if that were true, every rich older guy would be irresistible, and clearly that's not how attraction works. Here's the truth. A lot of younger women are drawn to something much deeper: emotional steadiness, masculine presence, confidence without desperation, and the kind of energy that makes them feel safe instead of manipulated. And no, this is not about controlling women. It's not about winning younger women. And it's definitely not about creepy age gap fantasies. It's about understanding what mature masculine energy actually looks like in modern dating. Because the older men younger women secretly desire usually have one thing in common: they make her nervous system relax. So today we're talking about the 7 types of older men younger women are genuinely attracted to, psychologically, emotionally, and yes, sometimes sexually too. And trust me, most men completely misunderstand this. First, types. The calm, emotionally grounded man. Most younger women are exhausted by emotional chaos, the hot and cold texting, the insecurity disguised as ego, the jealousy, the constant need for validation. A grounded older man stands out because he doesn't react impulsively to everything. He listens before speaking. He doesn't panic if she takes time to reply. He doesn't play mind games. And honestly, that emotional stability feels incredibly masculine to many women. Most people don't talk about this, but attraction is deeply connected to emotional safety. Not boredom, not passivity, safety. A younger woman may enjoy excitement, adventure, spontaneity, but she also wants to feel like she's with someone who won't emotionally explode every time life gets uncomfortable. That kind of calm energy is rare, especially online, where so many men are performing confidence instead of actually embodying it. Second, types. The man who has a purpose outside of women. This one is huge. A man becomes incredibly attractive when his entire identity doesn't revolve around female attention. Younger women notice this immediately. The older man who has passions, goals, discipline, hobbies, creative ambition, business focus, or emotional direction feels magnetic because he already has a life. He isn't sitting around obsessing over whether she viewed his story. He's not trying to buy love through constant attention. He values connection, but he also values himself. And psychologically, that changes everything because desperation creates pressure. Purpose creates attraction. Here's the truth. Many younger women are not looking for a second father. They're looking for a partner who feels emotionally developed. A man who knows where he's going tends to make a woman feel safer exploring where she wants to go too. Third, toops, the respectful, sexually confident man. Now let's talk about something important. Sexual confidence is not dominance. It's not aggression, and it's definitely not entitlement. Real sexual confidence is emotional intelligence. It's being able to flirt without pressure, to communicate openly, to respect boundaries without acting offended, to understand consent without killing chemistry. And honestly, a lot of younger women find older men attractive because some older men have learned patience. They understand pacing, foreplay, conversation, emotional build-up, reading body language, not rushing. Most people don't talk about this, but bad sexual experiences often come from men trying to prove themselves instead of connect. A sexually confident older man usually doesn't need to perform masculinity every 5 seconds. He's present, attentive, curious, and that creates trust because the safest person in the room often becomes the most attractive person in the room. Fourth, types, the man who treats her like an equal. This is where a lot of men completely fail. Some older men assume younger women are easier to impress, easier to manipulate, or somehow less emotionally intelligent. Huge mistake. Modern women can spot condescension instantly. The older men younger women truly respect are the ones who value their opinions, ambitions, humor, intelligence, and independence, not just their looks. Let's be real. Nothing kills attraction faster than feeling infantilized. A younger woman wants to feel desired, yes, but she also wants to feel respected. And emotionally mature men understand that attraction grows stronger when a woman feels seen as a full human being, not a fantasy, not an accessory, not an ego boost. That means healthy communication, healthy boundaries, mutual decision-making. And yes, it also means respecting her digital boundaries too, not demanding passwords, not obsessively tracking her online activity, not becoming possessive because she has a social life. Secure masculinity doesn't need surveillance. Fifth, types, the experienced listener. This one sounds simple, but it's unbelievably rare. A man who genuinely listens without turning every conversation back to himself creates emotional intimacy fast. And emotional intimacy is one of the strongest forms of attraction, especially for younger women navigating modern dating culture, where so many conversations feel shallow, performative, or transactional. An experienced older man often knows how to slow down and actually pay attention. He notices emotional shifts, he remembers details, he asks thoughtful questions, and no, listening is not some manipulation tactic. Women can feel the difference between curiosity and strategy. The point is connection, because when someone feels emotionally heard, they naturally become more emotionally open. And attraction grows where emotional openness feels safe. 6 types. The man who is comfortable with himself. Confidence gets talked about constantly, but most people confuse confidence with dominance. Real confidence is comfort. Comfort in your age, comfort in your body, comfort in your sexuality, comfort in silence. An older man who doesn't desperately try to look 21 again often becomes more attractive than the man trying too hard to prove he's still young, because authenticity is attractive. And younger women often admire men who have stopped chasing approval from everyone around them. There's something powerful about a man who knows who he is without needing constant external validation. He doesn't crumble because of rejection. He doesn't become bitter because of aging. He doesn't resent younger people, he evolves. And psychologically, that kind of self-acceptance feels emotionally safe to be around. 7 types. The protective but not controlling man. Now, this one matters. A lot of women are attracted to protective energy, but protective is not possessive. There's a massive difference. Protective energy sounds like, text me when you get home safe. Controlling energy sounds like, send me your location right now. See the difference? One comes from care. The other comes from fear and insecurity. Healthy masculine energy creates emotional security without removing freedom. And younger women especially value this balance because many have already experienced controlling behavior disguised as love. Here's the truth. Real power doesn't suffocate people. It gives them room to breathe. The older men women secretly desire are often the ones who make them feel emotionally safer, mentally calmer, and more respected, not smaller. Now, before we finish, there's something important we need to say. Age gap attraction is not automatically healthy. Sometimes it's beautiful, sometimes it's deeply toxic. What matters is emotional maturity, consent, respect, and honest communication. Not manipulation, not power imbalance, not using experience to pressure someone younger. And honestly, the best relationships, regardless of age, are built on mutual respect, not fantasy, not ego, not control. If you're an older man watching this, remember, your age alone is not attractive. Your emotional intelligence is, your confidence is, your integrity is, your self-awareness is. And if you're younger and attracted to older partners, ask yourself an important question. Do I feel respected around this person? Do I feel emotionally safe? Can we communicate honestly? Can boundaries exist without punishment? Because attraction should never cost you your self-respect. At the end of the day, the older men younger women secretly desire are usually not the loudest men in the room. They're the most emotionally grounded, the men who know themselves, the men who don't force connection, the men who understand that real masculine energy is not about intimidation. It's about stability, presence, and emotional maturity. And honestly, that never goes out of style. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which type do you think is the most attractive and which one do you think men misunderstand the most? Because most people are chasing attraction without understanding what actually creates it.